I completely nearly forgot to do this evening. Yeah, you're not used to seeing me on a Friday. So because Jen is still on hiatus, and because Steph and Emily both have crazy times, exams, they can't put a video up at the moment. So Jen and Emily have told me some of their views on our proposed changes. I'm just going to read this straight off the screen because that's sort of evening. Jen said, "I'm a little bit apprehensive, which is probably partly due to an illogical fear of change. What I like about our current system is that it's very simple and easy to understand, and you know who should be uploading when." So that kind of goes back to what you were saying, I guess, on Tuesday, Holly. "My fear about the new system is that without having made a commitment and having a little bit of pressure, I'll just sink out of the habit of doing them, as I won't feel like I have to, and our content might diminish. However, if our current system puts people off getting involved, it obviously needs a rethink. So I just want to know what our viewers feel about our current system and whether they prefer a different one or not." And Emily said, "I really like the idea of having our videos as more of a beginning, a basis for discussion. In my head, this would be like introducing the topic, few facts, my own opinion, then asking the floor type of thing. So if they like this, then I agree that's how it should be. I think one a week might get a bit sparse if, say, you guys, people, don't want to reply via vlogs and just like the comments for discussion instead. So it would be good to know if a lot of people are willing to get involved in that way. Otherwise, it would be like those pesky loads of days and no differentiating between who's in charge, sort of, and who's replying to the discussion. So if you could ask whether people like the idea of that sort of structure, that's all I want to know." A lot of that kind of echoes basically, Holly and Subi, what you were saying in your videos, and sort of some of the fears that I already have. Whether anyone else will actually want to get involved, and whether breaking the structure would mean that we'd just stop putting videos up because we wouldn't be like, we have to put a video up. Like, I don't normally put a video up on Friday, so I would just like, oh crap, I said I'd do that video for Jen and Emily. But on the other hand, there's also this idea that we want to make sure that what we're doing right now isn't discouraging people from wanting to contribute and discuss, and it's not just us shouting into the void and being like rah rah rah. Holly and Subi, I really like what both of you said about how you think that this new system might be better for having discussions, and Emily, you said this as well, that it might help us to refer to each other in videos more. But we don't need to change the channel to do that. We can just start doing that. Like, I'm doing that right now. I mean, actually I wouldn't be able to reply to you guys because I'm up on Monday, but it does sound like we'd be better off sticking with a schedule. I do think we should make maybe a few changes. I put up a post on Facebook before we did this week asking people, if you've said you'd like to do a guest video but you haven't yet, can you let us know what's preventing you, maybe we can change things. And there were quite a few different people who said maybe if we told you what we're going to talk about in advance, because we've always said, you know, guest videos can be in any topic, so anything that you're interested in, just feel free to be like, this is what I want to talk about. And we've had some awesome guest videos through that, but saying talk about anything is pretty broad a thing. We can announce what we're doing like a couple of weeks in advance and say, if you want to do a guest video, please do. Maybe we'll probably try and link that out through the Facebook and the Tumblr and the Twitter, so if you're not following us there, check the links below. The other side of the coin was the stress that we have, and us feeling, it feels like that's a good thing in terms of it makes us put up a video every week, and that's kind of fighting against our lack of self-confidence, but it shouldn't mean that we have to talk about something if we literally feel like we have nothing to say, or if we have like a big thing happening in our life. So I think it's reasonable to say, if you can't do a video, then we'll shout it out, and if maybe one of you guys want to step in and do a guest video in the middle of the week, then we'll open that up. And obviously you'll know what the subject is in advance because we'll have told you. I feel as though this has possibly been a bit of a boring week for you viewer subscriber-y people of Awesome, but I'm pretty glad that we discussed this, because when I suggested the big change, like a lot of the other days were kind of like, yeah, that sounds like an amazing idea, that's a really good idea, let's do that. And actually, maybe not so much. But maybe we can keep it. Maybe in 6 months' time we'll come back to it and we'll be like, actually, let's do that. That sounds like a good thing. Not a bad idea, just maybe not right for us at the moment. So yeah, I guess that's about it. I mean, if you disagree and you passionately think, no, you should change, then please do by all means tell us, but it doesn't feel like that's the case. So In which case I kind of feel like we'll probably just stick with the schedule we've got now. It's not broke, don't fix it, I guess.